time this gospel passage took place, Elizabeth is pregnant with John the Baptist, who will be announcing the coming of the Messiah. However, one could say that the Christmas narrative, God becoming man to save humanity from eternal death through sin, begins today, with Mary saying yes to Gabriel's request from God to become the mother of his son. If Mary had said no, God in his divine providence would have had another way of saving us. But God had prepared Mary from the moment of her immaculate conception to respond positively to his requests, since she is totally sinless and full of grace. Rather than focusing on Mary's questioning of how she could bear a son because she was a virgin, I would like to focus on some of the other words she used in her response to Gabriel. She stated, "I am the handmaid of the Lord." She is saying that she is the female servant of the Lord. A servant is a lowly position, maybe one step higher than a slave. A handmaid is someone who has a free will of her own because she is human, but a handmaid decides to serve her mistress or master and do whatever is requested of her. She has no power, no authority. Her only job is to do their will. Mary is saying yes and submitting her will to the Father. She has no idea of what is going to transpire, good or bad, but she says yes. The other significant words that she used were, "Let it be done to me." She is saying that she will not have any power or say as in what is going to happen to her. She gives permission to God to use her as he desires for his own purpose. Would any of us voluntarily take on the role of a servant and give up our desires, our will, to someone else? In our culture, we try to be at the top, the best, and in control. We do what we want to do because we believe it is correct, and of course it benefits us, sometimes to the detriment of others. Not Mary. What Mary did was an act of complete faith in God, an act of humility, and a surrender to his will. By saying yes to what God asked, by doing his will and not hers, the church holds her in the highest esteem of all human beings. She is held in such a high esteem that St. John Paul II and Pope Francis have called her a co-redemptrix with Jesus. Certainly, Jesus is the one who redeemed us, but Mary had a most integral part in God's perfect plan of salvation. Because of her yes, she is also called the mediatrix of grace. She dispenses the graces of Jesus because of her special participation in acquiring the graces of redemption with and under her divine Son. Mary is the perfect example of the rewards of doing the will of the Father. May we ask her for the grace to do the will of the Father.